بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أما بعد. Assalamu alaikum everybody. So thank you Brother Ali for that amazing reminder of pretty much covering every topic of the youth. I just want to give you guys one little inspirational topic to change your life from what you were once to what you want to be. How many of you guys have ever had an idea or an ambition that you wanted to do, but while you were doing it, you came across hindrances or failures and you gave up on it? How many guys did that? Raise your hands. Like you came up with a nice idea, a good ambition, and then you ended up leaving it because you thought it was too hard or something came in between. How many guys did that? Almost everybody, really. Everybody's always had, like, there's always that one idea that you have that you never get to chase because something comes in your way. So I want to take you guys today on a journey from your failures to your success. And I'm going to show you how in Islam we're actually taught that failure is a part of success. Failure is allowed to success. And I want to start off with something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. He says in Surah Al-Inshirah, verse 5 and 6, he says, فَإِنَّمَا الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا, and then repeats himself. إِنَّمَا الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. In these two verses, Allah is saying, verily, with hardship, there is ease. And then he repeats himself. He says, verily, with hardship, there is ease. Now, a lot of us might ask, Allah's word is like perfect, right? Allah never makes a mistake. Everything He says is clear and concise. So why is Allah repeating this verse? Why is Allah repeating Himself in these two verses? Why? Go on, one of you. Correct Himself? No, Allah doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't need to correct Himself. The reason why He repeats this ayah twice is to show you, look, every time you come across a failure or hardship, know that with that hardship, you're going to get two eases. So every time you come across hard times, know that the amount of hard time you had, you're going to have double the ease. That's why Allah is repeating that verse to show you, look, your success is going to be twice as much as your hardship. And at the same time, when Allah mentions this verse, He says, what does He say? He starts off, verily with hardship comes ease. He mentions hardship first. The reason, like, Allah is like showing us, look, yeah, sure, you're going to do stuff for the sake of Allah, you're going to do amazing stuff, you're going to do good stuff, but expect hardship. Don't always think, just because I'm doing something good, just because I'm doing something for the Ummah, for the youth, for the Muslims, this and that, don't expect that it's going to be all good. There's going to be hardship on your way. And Allah is trying to prepare you for that by saying, verily, with hardship comes ease. Because there will be hardship if you try to do something good. Shaitan will always be there trying to put you down. Now, the same way, if we look at the seerah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we look at, like, oftentimes as Muslims, especially as newly practicing Muslims, and people who came from Jahiliyyah, we like to think that Muslims are very amazing. Like we always, as soon as we come into Deen, we're like, yeah, Muslims, being a Muslim is so amazing, this and that. And we like to look at all of the good times of being a Muslim. We like to look at the Battle of Badr when the Muslims got victory. We like to look at the conquest of Makkah, how the Muslims took over Makkah. To the extent that the Muslim army was so huge when we were taking over Makkah, that the Muslim army had to surround the entire Makkah and go through every door. They had to open up all the doors just to enter because the Muslim army was too big to enter through one door. That's how amazing the army was. That's how huge in number. That's how successful they were. But oftentimes, when we're focusing on the good times of Islam, we forget to focus on how we got there. We forget to focus on when the Muslims were being oppressed. And we forget to focus on when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had to sneak out in the middle of the day when everybody was asleep with Abu Bakr, and he had to leave Makkah. He had to sneak away. This is how he left Makkah. He had to sneak, and the Muslims were being oppressed. He had to leave quietly so that nobody sees him. And even when he was leaving, some people were chasing him. Like that was the state of the Ummah. Like he was going through hard times. But because he was patient and he strived towards his success after, that's why he got to conquer Makkah when he came back. And that's why he got the victory. And now if we look at another part of the seerah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we'll look at Sumayyah radiallahu anha. How many of you guys know Sumayyah radiallahu anha? How many guys? Nobody? She was one of the best woman to walk on the face of the earth. One of the best women to walk on the face of the earth. Sumayya radiallahu anha. Her and her family were being oppressed in the middle of Makkah, in front of everybody, while the Muslims could do nothing. Her family, her entire family was being tortured by Abu Jahl, by the non-Muslims. They were being tortured, and to the extent that Abu Jahl ended up killing her by putting a spear through her private parts. That's how she was killed. A spear through her private parts. One of the greatest women that ever walked on the face of this earth was killed like that. And when the Prophet ﷺ walked past, all he could do is go up to Sumayya and say, Ya Sumayya, have sabr, have some patience. That's all he could do. That's all the Muslims could do at that time. They didn't have the army, they didn't have the success. All they could do is have patience. All they could do is just watch. And that was like the Muslims being tortured. That's basically oppression and failure for the Muslims, right? But because the Muslims overcame that failure with patience and strived towards success, that's why in the Battle of Badr, that same Abu Jahl that killed Sumayya radiallahu anha, that same Abu Jahl was killed in the Battle of Badr, and the Muslims got success. Because of the patience, because of the striving for success. They didn't just say, oh, the believers are dying, this and this is happening to me, it's hard for me, I'm just going to give up, I'm going to become a non-Muslim, I'm going to leave Islam, I'm going to just chill back and do nothing, Allah will save me, I'm not going to do anything. Like, they didn't do that. They strived towards the success that they got. And that's why Allah gave them success. Every time you want success, you have to strive for it. Yes, you make dua to Allah, yes, you ask Allah for it, but at the end of the day, you have to put in the work. The same way you have to tie your camel before you expect Allah to protect it for you. And if we look at even the people of this generation, even the non-Muslims, how many of you guys know about Thomas Edison? Thomas Edison? You guys know more about Thomas Edison than you know about Sumayya radiallahu anha. Thomas Edison was the man who invented the light bulb. And when he invented the light bulb, everyone asked him, why did you fail so much? Why did it take you so long for you to invent the light bulb? Why didn't you just do it the first time? Why did you fail so many times? Do you know what he said? He replied saying, I didn't fail, I just found 10,000 ways that don't work. I found 10,000 ways that don't work. That's what he thought as failure. That negative thought that we think failure is bad, he saw it as something positive. He saw it as something that allows him to make his idea better, and it's like a challenge for him to overcome so that he can redefine his idea and make it better, to achieve what he achieved. That's what he saw failure as. Nowadays, as us Muslims, every time failure comes, we're like, oh, Allah forsake me. Like Allah doesn't want me to do this. Oh, failure, I don't want to do it. We give up so easily. But even the non-Muslim is showing you that failure is just a ladder to success. Just because you see failure once, it doesn't mean you should give up. You should see failure as a challenge that you have to overcome to make your idea better than what it was. It's like Allah refining your idea so that you do better than what you were planning to do. That's why we should see failure. Now, I want to tell you guys a story. This is a story of a man who really wanted to see the Prophet ﷺ in his dreams. Like, he really wanted to see him. He's like, I really want to see the Prophet ﷺ. Like, I've been practicing my whole life, but I've never seen him in my dreams. I want to see him. What can I do? So he went up to this guy who was a sheikh. He went up to the sheikh and he said, Yeah, sheikh, I want to see the Prophet ﷺ in my dreams. I practice, I pray, I do this. Why can I see it? Why can I not see him? Please help me see him. So the sheikh was like, okay, you want to see the Prophet? Okay, fine, I'll help you. Come over to my house tomorrow and stay over, and then we'll see what we can do. I'll help you out. So the man was like, sheikh, sure, why not? It's just one day, I don't mind. If I get to see the Prophet ﷺ, I'll be happy. So the man comes over the next day. Comes over the next day, it's night time. It's time for them to sleep. But just before they sleep, obviously you have to eat, because you're hungry. So the man comes to the house. Now he's eating food with the sheikh. The sheikh is giving him all sorts of food. He's giving him dry foods and like chili kind of foods, like hard, dry, chili kind of food. So the man's eating happily, he's eating, and he's like, okay, I'm going to see the Prophet. He said he's going to help me see him. So let me just eat my food and go to sleep. So the man finishes his food, ends up eating all the food, and then the man turns around to the sheikh and says, please give me some water, I'm thirsty. He just had a lot of dry food and like chili type of food, so he became thirsty. He wants some water, so he's asking the sheikh, please give me some water to quench my thirst. And then the sheikh replies, he's like, I'm not going to give you water. You said you want to see the Prophet, so just go to sleep today without water, and then we'll see what happens. So the man wasn't having it. He was getting frustrated. He's like, I'm very thirsty. What are you doing? Why are you pressing me? Give me water. I want water. Please, please. I'm very thirsty. I ate all of this, and like I can't go to sleep without water. So to the extent the man was ready to leave the sheikh's house, but the sheikh was like, no. If you leave, then you're not going to see the Prophet ﷺ. So at the end of the day, the man accepted it, and he ended up going to sleep without drinking that water, right? So he goes to sleep. The next day, the man wakes up. Man wakes up, comes running to the sheikh. He's like, "What are you? You told me I'm going to see the Prophet ﷺ in my dreams, but like it didn't happen. Why are you lying to me? Why did you do this to me?" And then the sheikh said, "So, like, what did you dream of?" And the man was like, "All I could see in my dream is waterfalls, rivers, oceans, everything in my dream is just water. I see water. Like, what are you doing to me? You said I was going to see the Prophet. All I see is water. You lied to me." So the sheikh smiled and he replied, if you wanted to see the Prophet ﷺ as bad as you wanted that glass of water, then you would have seen him in your dreams. If you wanted it as bad as you wanted that water when you were thirsty, then you would have seen him. What can we derive from this? We can derive that if you don't even want success as bad as that man wanted a glass of water, then what makes you think you're going to get the success? Every time you're aiming for success, every time you're on the path to your success, every time you're on the path to your goals, when something comes in the way of that, you're just going to be like, maybe next year, maybe I'll start a new thing, forget it. Because you didn't want it as bad, to overcome that hindrance and redefine your ideas and make it better. Because you didn't really want it. If you didn't even want it, if you wanted it, like when you want something, you do whatever, like even like people who sin, and they want to sin, they want to commit a sin. Say like someone who drinks alcohol. Yeah, someone who drinks alcohol. When he wants alcohol, he doesn't care how he gets it. He gets it. At the end of the day, even a homeless man who's an alcoholic, he gets his alcohol. He's homeless, he can't eat food, but he gets his alcohol because he wants it that bad. He wants it more than the food he eats. That's why he ends up finding a way to get his alcohol. The same way, if you want to succeed in what you plan on doing, then when hindrance comes your way, you're going to find a way around it. You're going to find a way to make that work for you. And until you want the success as bad as you want that glass of water, you're not going to be successful. You have to want success as bad as you want that glass of water. You need to want success as bad as you want to breathe. If you hold your breath for one minute, you start like having spasm attacks. You're like, I need to breathe. The level of want you have for that's the same level you have to have for the success that you want to achieve. Now, that's obviously, you have to want success and you have to expect failure and not be put down with it, yeah? But at the same time, while wanting all of this, you have to do one more thing. Anybody know what that one thing is? That's big. Every time you have an idea, you want to be successful, this and that, you want to do all of this, you can never get success until the one who creates success doesn't give you it. You can never get success until the one who created the success gives you that success. So you can do everything you want. You can be following every step, every good procedure that you want to get that goal that you're going to get, but you still never get it because Allah doesn't give it to you. So every single time you want something, you have to ask Allah for it as well. And like how many of you guys know about specific times of dua? There are specific times of dua where dua is accepted more than other times, such as in sujood, in between the adhan and the iqamah, and then during the last part of the night. There's specific times throughout the day where dua is accepted more than other times. Do you know why that's the case? Why? Why is dua more accepted in this time than another time? Anybody? Sure. If you focus on specific occasions where Allah says dua will be accepted more on this time, like the adhan and the iqamah. How long is it between the adhan and the iqamah? Like what's the time frame between that? Very short, right? It's quick. It's very, very short. And it also entails for you to get the adhan, that means you have to come to prayer before the prayer time. Because the adhan goes off like straight. Like before they actually pray, they give the adhan. So for you to actually get that moment of dua between the adhan and the iqamah, you have to come early to the prayer, and then you have to be focused enough to remember, hey, this is the time to make dua. And then you have to do it at that time. And then if you look at the Hajj, what time is it? Like when making dua in the middle of the night. What time? Like at 3 a.m. when everybody's asleep, just before Fajr. When everybody's asleep. That's when you wake up and you ask Allah. So it's like Allah showing you, you really want this, you really want what you ask for, then prove it to me. Prove it to me that you're not like every other human being that asks for stuff from me. There are 7 billion people in this world. Every single person asking for Allah, Allah help me do this. Obviously not everybody does that, everybody's not Muslim, but they do it in their own way. Everybody